Okay, so sorry about that. I thought I turned off the video on that one, but maybe I didn't. All right, so I'm gonna start walking, and hopefully we'll get to the old way again. It was quite a while, so. So, hi, how you doing? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Taking pictures here?
No, I do a video.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So, everything is pretty good right now. My sugars are at about 108 and they're going down. I did have to take some insulin, but not much. So I did fast yesterday for about 16 hours. I had blood work done today, so we'll find out in a couple days on the results of that blood work and see where things are at. Have to admit, I was, I'm a little, it hasn't been that long since I've had my A1C, so it hasn't been the typical 3 months, I don't think, but I still want to know if there's been some improvement. I have to admit, I was very nervous when it went up to 7.5 again. I'm hoping it went down even a little bit will make me feel a little bit better. I've been very, I haven't said anything, but I've been very kind of nervous and depressed because of that. You get a lot of advice and everything, and some of the advice works, some of the advice doesn't. And I'm not blaming anybody, I blame myself on, I did go through a cheat and stuff like that. But, I'm here now. And, and you just kind of keep on going and keep on trucking. And everything. So, like I said, I'm going to be walking a little slow today. I don't know what we're going to talk about or anything like that, but it's all good, and everything. So I'm gonna actually bring this out and let you guys see. Okay, so this is how far it goes, so you guys can actually see me walking. It's a little hard to balance though, but it's pretty cool. Let me bring you back down to. Hey, sorry about that, guys. I guess it didn't hold on too much. And, all right, so I'm gonna keep it at the short. All right, and everything. So, but that's still kind of cool. I have no complaints about it. So we're gonna get to the second bench, and I'll be there in a couple seconds. Or a couple minutes, a couple hours, whatever. But it feels good to go for those walks and to do. All right, I'll be there soon. Okay, so we're on our favorite bench, the second bench of the day, and doing okay. Like I said, we're at the second bench right now. So we're about halfway into the thing. My neck and headache are not as bad today as they were yesterday, for anybody that saw me in the chats or anything like that. I do want to put out an apology to Bob from Carnivore Talk. Bob, I'm terribly sorry I didn't make it yesterday. I just, you know, I just wasn't feeling that well. I wasn't really any, I tried my best. I did feel better after a while and was on with Grandma, Crochet Corner for a little bit. But I just didn't feel, I just didn't feel myself at that time. So, but I did watch and I did make some comments in the chats, and I think you guys did fine. I don't think you needed me. So, I still have issues with my confidence. Certain things do cause that. I know a lot, but I just feel that, and that's sort of a wrong thing to think, because Bob did email me and ask me to be on. And people, say about how I have like a lot of, I know a lot and stuff like that. But then you get other people that always seem to want to instruct me on what to do. And when it comes to them, I know they're not trying to mean anything bad. It's just, it tells me that no one will ever listen to me and that no one thinks I know what I'm talking about. And I know that's not necessarily the right thing to think, or it is the right thing, but, and I know they're only trying to help, but you're not hearing the person. I tell my story so people know where I'm at, not so people can think that I'm this novice that is not knowing what they're talking about. I have a lot to learn, but so do we all, So, and it's those type of things that makes me think, okay, maybe I'm wrong with doing this. Maybe, and it gets me discouraged a lot of, not necessarily doing the diet, but, not necessarily doing the diet, but basically just doing YouTube altogether. And that's why I get depressed so much, because I see things in the chats that just makes me discouraged. But then I get people that say like, okay, Tom knows what he's talking about. Tom is a very good person to talk to. Tom, and that makes me feel better. And but I'm still getting those other people in my head. And that's why I say comments like, like no one wants to hear from me. No one, because that's what I get. I feel like I get like people that are just pretty much blowing me off, and maybe it's something, like sometimes I feel it's true and sometimes I feel like, well, maybe it could be true. And there's a difference there. I didn't mean to go into a thing, but that's kind of why I probably haven't been out that much. Besides the weather, I haven't really had the oomph to do, but I have to kind of like push myself, and, I've been dealing with some stress with going on and everything like that, but no more than anybody else, no less than anybody else. But, it's going to take a while before I can get the confidence. And I'm going to be honest with you, every single time I see a comment saying like, well, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. After a year of doing this, I shouldn't be hearing people giving me instructions anymore. At least not too much instructions, unless you're a doctor or something like that. I shouldn't be hearing it. People should realize, hey, and know the story and know that I don't need to be directed on what to do. So, I'm out here right now and I'm going to go for, I'm going to finish the walk soon, but, I don't mean to step on anybody's toes or anything like that. And I value everybody. I value everybody that I'm part of this community, but, sometimes, I think that, sometimes I think people think that I'm not capable of doing things. And I know that's not true, but that's just the image that they portray, those certain people. So, but to be honest with you, I'm just getting tired of having to, explain myself and everything like that. So I don't know if I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to finish my lives, but until certain people stop feeling like they have to give me advice, you know, um, every single time, like I don't know anything, then I don't know, maybe I'll start back up again or something like that. But right now, I'm going to do my lives, and hopefully that won't affect too much. But I won't fully close down. But I think that, yeah, I just, and I'll come in on the Zoom calls and everything like that. But I, I just, I just don't know anymore. Okay, so, um, sorry, this turned out to be a little bit of a stressful video. Um, I'm here for now. I just don't know down the road where I'm going to be at. All right, so hope you guys understand. I have bookings up until July. So as the time goes closer, depending on if anybody wants to be interviewed by me, I'll keep the interviews open. Um, but yeah, and I'll go on a few panels here and there. And if anybody wants to interview me, they're more than welcome. I'll probably say yes to the interviews. Uh, I just, again, um, I just can't, keep on feeling like I don't know that I'm an idiot and that I don't know anything. And for people to go in the chats and try to give me advice when they don't really know the full story of me. So, um, 'cause you got to realize that when I say stuff, I'm not saying it to the people in the chats. I'm saying it to the people in the panel. I'm asking the doctors. I'm asking this. I'm asking that. And a lot of times I will know what they're going to say. I just am putting the question out there. So if I can't put the question out there, then what's the point? So, I just, as you can tell, I'm at a loss for words. So I don't know if this is the right thing to do. I just know that it flowed out of my head and came out. So, uh, like I always say, live, love, heal, and people, eat the meat. All right. All right, bye.